Hey guys, what's going on? So I want to talk about Chainlink today. That's for the OGs of the crypto game. It's been around for a while right now, since 2017, and there's been serious price action going on in the charts ever since. It even had a market rally in 2020, which was kind of unusual because the bear market conditions at the time were dominant, and Bitcoin had just come out of its slump from like the COVID crash. Obviously, Chainlink had its moment in the sun as well the following year when it was all season and everything was going up in the market. But I noticed some things in the charts right now which are significant and which could potentially be useful to you guys if you are looking to invest in the coin, points which you can look at and account for moving forward. So, yeah, I think this could be of value, and let's get into it. So guys, check it out. So here we are on the Chainlink versus USD graph. We're on the daily time frame, and I want to talk about a number of features on the daily time frame, the weekly time frame, and the monthly time frame. First of all, on the daily time frame, right now, what we see here is a golden cross. This is when the 50 moving average crosses over the 200 moving average. And this is not a frequent event at all. So this is something which rarely happens. If we go back, we've had this cross which preceded a move to the upside in 2021. This was when we had periods of high price volatility. We also had the opposite, which was death cross, which was when the 50 moving average falls below the 200 moving average and which precedes a price decline. So over here and over here, we have the death cross, and over here, we have the golden cross. But if I want to look at periods where we don't have that much price volatility relatively, and just take a look at what's going on, we can see here that we have that golden cross, which is when the 50 goes above the 200. And then if we go back on a historical level, we're going to look at some interesting points here happening. So the last time this took place, we had the 50 going over the 200, and then we had like a move to the upside, a relatively small one considering where we are in price today. And then we had the attempt at the death cross happening, but it didn't actually happen because the 50 hit the 200, bounced back off, and continued. And this scenario here, where you have the golden cross and then you had the bounce after that, these two scenarios preceded what we call, what we had over here, which was a crazy bull run, which happened in 2020. There's significance to this because before that as well, we had a golden cross, which was also the 50 moving over 200, and we had that bounce again. Now, do you guys see the pattern here? The cross, and then the bounce happened, and then we had a crazy move to the upside. This was back in 2018. Okay. Over here, we had the cross and the bounce, and we had the crazy move to the upside. So this is an important pattern which we need to account for in what we are seeing today. Right now, we have a cross, but we don't have that bounce yet. So this is something which we can anticipate in the coming period before we draw our conclusions. But we do have some points and some indicators which suggest that Chainlink could be on the verge of a breakout. First of all, there's the part where we are essentially above the 200 moving average. This is a notable point, and this has its weight because we have not been above the 200 moving average technically for a sustained period of time in the recent period. So over here on the weekly chart for Chainlink, we have the 21 exponential moving average, which is a recognized big level in the cryptocurrency market. It used to act as a resistance for the price action for an extended period of time, before, notably and recently, acting as a support. Of course, if we look at the price over here, it had like a breakout upwards, but it turned out to be a fake out as the price fell downwards towards the support at $5.8 per coin. Then there was another attempt where it kind of held as support and then continued before printing a bearish engulfing candle over here on the weekly chart, and right now it's holding as resistance. The way it looks is that the price action is tussling with this level, and there seems to be more bullishness happening. The facts say that right now Chainlink is trying to hold this level as support. Now, on the other hand, with apparent increasing prices going on over here, we have a decreasing level for the stochastic RSI. This is known as divergence, and this weakens our case for the bulls in the midterm as well as the short term. But as of now, the way it looks on the bigger picture is that we have been consolidating in this price channel for a while now. Currently, we're in April 2023. We have been in this price channel for a long time, going back to May 2022. The price channel has been between the $5.8 support and the $9.4, $9.5 resistance. The more time we spend within this region, the more incredible the breakout would be, whether it's to the upside or the downside. And that's a proven historical fact across all charts, across all coins, across all markets. Right now, the only indicator which indicates bearishness is this bearish divergence going on. But we talked about how we are fighting with the 21 EMA from a bullish perspective, how we also are holding currently the 200 moving average on the daily chart as support. And we talked about the golden cross. And there's one more important point here, which is the monthly stochastic RSI. We cannot ignore this fact. We broke through into the zone, into the bullish zone on a monthly basis. And this is a big cyclical indicator for the bulls. And based on that, accounting for everything, we could be on the verge of a possible long-awaited breakout of this price channel of the $9.4 resistance and possibly into new highs. Potentially, we could see on the daily chart, we could see the bounce, which we were talking about, when the 50 moving average bounces off the 200 moving average, as we saw in previous cases, before the price action actually explodes to the upside. But we have to wait and see. The previous examples which I gave are indicators of what could happen. But ultimately, price action is king, and until we break this channel, then we can't really take a position. So despite the majority bullish indicators which we discussed so far, the most important aspect of this chart is that we are operating within this price channel. No major move is going to happen unless you break the resistance or the support level. Some people are probably accumulating in this area over here, and they could be justified by the fact that the support area is a strong one. And it even goes back to 2020, when it used to be a resistance. And who knows, they may end up being vindicated should you have a move to the upside. So at the end of the day, it depends how you look at it. And whatever you guys do, you want to manage your risk as well as your emotions in the process. Hope this helps.